The problem with media is that it puts us in this passive relationship that can be kind of like felt as active with media, but then like in the first place, you don't have to be active all the time. So that's not even the problem with media. It's that there's kind of a receptivity to it too that it kind of precludes. So it's both passive and ignorant at the same time. Um, yeah. But why media then? Well, there's kind of the glitz and glamour, of course, and kind of higher in life characters and the events in there that are like bigger and funner, you know, and like less stressful, of course. Of course, in this realm, there's ways that like um, it's easy to fail to underline the actual problem because when you get to thinking in terms of ideas and kind of maxims, it not good. You gotta feel stuff, and that's why there's no kind of solution and just kind of prescribing against something, but the healthy sort of one way for me, which that it's also hard to realize in the kind of age where, objectivity and all that with science, that, your own individual thing is different, despite it not being like a moral thing, that the moral thing kind of puts your perspective in that thing where you're like, I'm a good person. But then if we don't have morality that's like, I'm a good person, if we don't have the morality that says like, oh, I'm a good person and stuff like that, then, what do we do from there? Well, we need to assume at least that we're good people, or else like, why would we act? Or maybe like good and bad don't exist, but good and bad are felt, so you need to assume that. And then kind of, that's also the problem, is that this kind of passive media relationship can put you in a relationship with yourself where you kind of see, you know, the progression of the world through these things that don't actually have the full meaning of it, the full meaning of progression. Although they can really want to, they're not trying to be irresponsible, but they don't have the full action on it, and neither does the viewing of the thing have the full action on it. And it's a real problem with anybody trying to say like, oh, look at this, I'm so high and mighty with my book, right? Or to be fair, you have to have a pretty high IQ to watch Rick and Morty. There's other media experiences, your own mind is a sort of media experience in the stories you create. So then the question can also become, when do the stories out there become different from the stories in your mind, right? And from this perspective, it becomes about like the separation of what you think from what other people think. But if you agree with what something else says, some other piece of media, that becomes part of what you think. But then we want to make the right decisions, and we know that those can't be made just from modeling ourselves off of media. It has to be in the moment, your own judgment. It could be. That would be a weird thing if you judge all of your actions based off of media. And in the first place, the divorce from it makes it so that, hold it back. What am I thinking? Well, anyway, whether you come up with what to do, whether others come up with what to do, or like what your perspective is that important? That's a question you ask in the first place, and the tension happens. And with media, you can have kind of both at the same time in a comfortable sort of way, where you're getting it from other people, but you can decide yourself what you think of that, if you agree or disagree. But I mean, with clarity, I mean, it's all about gaining clarity. At least enough clarity for a certain point, a certain day, a certain hour, a certain minute. Enough to do more or less the right thing, maybe not perfectly.
Right now, Highlander with low 3.99% financing from Toyota.
It's strange. Yeah, I think that's all. I don't have much thoughts. The thoughts I do have are hard to prioritize. So, do stuff. That's the moral of the video. That's what this media is telling you to do. Haha. Funny. Haha.